Oh yeah.
Said I've been up and I've been down.
I've always lived a life fantastic.
Said I've been played and I've played around.
I always landed on my feet.
There have been bumps along the way,
but I had to take my chances.
And other times were not so great,
but you were standing there to grace me.
With open arms you would catch me.
And I would fall.
And with the same arms you would love me.
Whenever I call.
Always there to forgive me.
If ever I fall.
Standing at the ready to receive me. Sometimes the stakes seem so high.
We're going deeper.
And the love felt much lower.
You were afraid, it ain't no secret.
No grace from any man.
Why don't you quit while you can still quit?
And then you say, come take my hand.
That wasn't me, it was something holy.
With open arms you would catch me.
And I would fall.
And with the same arms you would love me.
Whenever I call.
Always there to forgive me.
If ever I fall.
Standing at the ready to receive me.
Whenever I
Wanna say it again. With open arms you would catch me.
If ever I fall.
And with the same arms you would love me.
Whenever I call.
Always there to forgive me.
If ever I fall.
Standing at the ready to receive me.
Whenever I call. Not gonna worry, not gonna worry.
Oh no, no, no.
Not gonna worry, not gonna worry.
Never gonna worry now, no.
Not gonna worry, not gonna worry.
'Cause you're always there.
Not gonna worry, never gonna worry.
Never gonna worry, no, no, no.
Don't worry about my lifestyle profile, it's just what I was made of. Disappointment or disapproval from the heavens, only thing I'm afraid of. I'm the nuisance child, grew up in the lowest tax bracket percentile with loud. So of course I'm bitter, got recourse for them hecklers who try to modify me. But if you can't control these streets, how can you get me?
With open arms you would catch me.
If ever I fall.
And with the same arms you would love me.
Whenever I call.
Always there to forgive me.
If ever I fall.
Standing at the ready to receive me. TP, come on and sing.
With open arms you would catch me. If ever I fall. And with the same arms you would love me.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Always there to forgive me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Standing at the ready to receive me.
Say it again, say it again, say it again. Oh yeah.
And with the same arms you would love me. Always there to forgive me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Standing at the ready to. If ever I fall. Whenever I call.
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.
Hey everybody, thank you so very much for coming to the Mad Church Disease channel. Please do me the awesome favor of hitting the like button if you have not already done so. If you're in the live chat, you just need to hit the X and hit the thumbs up. And basically, from what I'm seeing, I've got a number of you already here. I want to make sure that you guys hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. And so before we get started, all right, everybody, hopefully you can hear me and hear me well. I'm going to be bringing myself on the screen here in just a second, so that way we can get started with our day. Hello, everybody. I hope you are well. I hope you are doing well. And I hope you are feeling phenomenal. Well, happy Wednesday to you. Of course, it's December 18th, and I am excited to be talking to you today about the Bishop T.D. Jakes and Duane Youngblood saga and situation that just seems to never be going away here. We will, of course, got an update, and you guys have to forgive me. I am a little bit tired, only because I've been up for a while. I'm now trying to drink a little energy thing that you add to your water. So I'm drinking a little bit of energy thing so that I can kind of keep some level of energy here. But first of all, let me just send a shout out to all of the members of the Mad Church Disease channel. Thank you so very much for all of you who have become a member. I'm a little confused by this Charlotte and Charlene Walker individual. This person became a member twice today. It's the same person, different name, and different membership. So I find this to be quite interesting. What say you, chat? Moving right along. Fred Samuel, good, hello to you, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you, Uncle Fred. And I know you're going to be traveling, you said, and you'll be doing some stuff on your phone. Got you. Sharon, what's up with you? Gerald, good to see you as well. Let me see. Christine Parks, good to see you. Darryl Moore, good to see you in the chat as well, sir. Denise, Lynn Pearson, I'm most certainly going to bring the madness. What's up, cousin? I'm glad to see you in the chat as well. Kelly Hayes, Moni No Love, Lewis Franklin, James, good to see you. K Rich. What's up? Good to see you in here. And you said you're here early. Hallelujah. Joanne, Lewis Franklin, Abba Love, Tanika Shanette, or should I call you Neek Neek? Because you got some new names, Tanika. You got some new name, Neek Neek. Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Tanika. Cece, Christine Parks, K. Rich, Joanne, Zion 1. Hello. All right. We're going to definitely get started because we got a long road to carry, and I got a lot of information to share with you. Last night, I spent my night sort of traveling around the internet and going on my tour. Hey, Ann Brock. It's good to see you, the wonderful Ann Brock and talented Ann Brock. I don't know what be going on with this software here. Thank you so much, Ann, and I appreciate you and love you as well. But I went on a tour just watching people and listening to people and the statements that people were making in regards to the updates that have been made to the Duane Youngblood and the T.D. Jakes case. Now, I'm sure many of you have probably seen some of these documents on other people's platform. You know, I just want to make sure that I'm able to do what I need to do. Well, let me just tell you this. Okay, Rich, I'm in agreement. I understand what you're saying, but here's the thing. If you're coming expecting to see something, you're just not going to see it. I don't know what they're expecting or what their expectation is, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the purpose of all of that. But anyway, let me just tell you, I went on my rounds yesterday night, watching some chats and listening to some other people make commentary to this. And I want to tell you guys, first of all, for those of you that missed it, I was on a couple of panels talking about this particular subject. And I want to make a couple of things quite clear. Let me make a couple of things quite clear. The name of this channel is called the Mad Church Disease channel. I don't advocate for any pastors or any preachers, especially people who make statements like Jesus is the product. My I am not, there's no advocacy here for me for TD Jakes. I am simply talking about what's going on as it relates to this particular case. And so we need to understand, guys, that the channel is called Mad Church Disease because so many people have it. I had it at one particular point. I think I still have some vestiges of Mad Church Disease. And so we discuss these topics and we discuss them trying to stay on topic, etc. Listen, guys, I have almost, okay, according to this, 225 of you between Facebook and YouTube, and I've only got 65 likes. I should already be at 100 likes if I've got 214 of you here. So you guys, I don't want to stop today. Please hit the like button, and that would be very beneficial. So just please hit the like button. All right. So, I ran into a gentleman yesterday who was a little concerned that we were advocating for TD Jakes, and no one's advocating for TD Jakes. I want to reiterate it again so people can understand it and be clear. We are simply talking about the case and the information that Duane Youngblood has made, as well as the podcaster and video uploader, Larry Reid, better known as Dr. Dingleberry, has made in regards to Thomas Dexter Jakes. We're simply discussing it. We are not waving anybody's banner. We are just simply having a discussion, okay? And so we're gonna talk about these documents today, and we're going to go over a couple of things because a lot of people did not realize the documents that were released yesterday have over 200 pages. So some of the things that a lot of the vloggers read, they only read a part of it. They didn't have the whole thing. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to save us some time here today. But I want to focus in on a couple of things so that you guys can understand. There have been some subpoenas issued, and this is what a lot of vloggers did not go after or talk about. And that is the fact that there are some subpoenas that have been issued. Now, let me be clear so I can make sure. Let's go to page 3. We're going to start there. We're going to share there. And there are some subpoenas that have been issued. Here is the first subpoena that has been issued. This subpoena was issued to Larry Reid. Now, I need for people to understand something. Because of the way that a lot of these vloggers work, and because I have seen vloggers going on their social media and trying to hide information and trying to delete videos and trying to prevent individuals from being able to see the information that has been presented, I want you guys to understand that there are subpoenas that have been issued, okay? This particular subpoena, as you can see for those of you that are watching this, and let me blow this up a little bit, you will see that it says subpoena to produce documents, information, or objects, or to permit inspection of premises in a civil action. You will see the name Larry Reid. Now, Larry Reid is always and has been on tour. When these documents dropped, he was making statements as if, he wasn't named in the lawsuit and his name isn't on the line and all of this kind of stuff. And clearly, for those of us who can read, comprehend, and understand, it was communicated quite well in the first set of documents who they thought the co-conspirator number one was. And so it's important for us to not be, paying attention to the sleight of hand, ladies and gentlemen, but paying attention to what is actually being presented to us and understanding the information that has been presented. And so that's just important for us to understand and to realize. And so, we just want to be clear about that. Okay, so this information has been submitted to them, and they are on their way to serving this. And it says you are commanded to produce at the time, date, and place set forth below to the following documents: electronically stored information or objects, or to permit inspection, copying, testing, or sampling of the material. And so it just simply lets you know that they have requested this information, okay? And so this information has been requested, all right? So that subpoena has been issued as well. Now, I'm going to also share with you, let me share this. Let me hide this on the stream. Let's get out of this. I want to share this with you because these are subpoenas, and this is very important to the overarching issue with this stuff. Let's share this information. He also has submitted a subpoena to the Larry Reid live show. Okay. And I'm going to read some other stuff to you. This stuff has been submitted and to the Larry Reid live program as well. The subpoena has been issued to the Larry Reid Live LLC as well. So at this particular point, just so that you understand, this has gone beyond just talking about it. They're now, Bishop Jakes is now requesting an expedited discovery. And I'm going to read through that information for you guys here in just a second. So no more playing games, no more pretending that, certain individuals are not named and they don't have nothing to do with it. They're just going to rescind into the shadows of, their coven to try and, pretend as if, they had nothing to do with things. This stuff has been issued. It is up on the internet, and it is out there for an understanding. Okay. All right. So let's go here, guys. Let's go here. All right. So T.D. Jakes actually filed some additional paperwork. This additional paperwork was to, let me see. It says the plaintiff, Thomas Dexter Jakes, hereafter plaintiff or Bishop Jakes, through his undersigned counsel, files this brief support of plaintiff's motion for expedited discovery that is limited to third-party subpoenas seeking solely documents. A subpoena to be served on an individual that commands production of documents over a narrow time frame, and B, related to a subpoena to be served on a foresaid individual's business that also commands production of the documents over a narrow time frame. Plaintiff anticipates that these two third-party subpoenas will subsequently reveal the identities of John Does in this case, and thus enable the litigation to proceed more expeditiously and efficiently. For the reasons set forth below and in counsel's affidavit in support of the motion filed concurrently herewith, the court should grant plaintiff's motion for expedited discovery. So T.D. Jakes is now requesting for these things to be moved along at a faster, swifter pace. He does not necessarily want to drag this out. Now, I've heard some vloggers and some people out here in social media space saying that T.D. Jakes is coming for Larry Reid and blah, 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 blah. Listen to me very carefully. And you have to be either slow, dumb, or just plain stupid to bury your head in the sand and not understand that these people have been making all sorts of statements about T.D. Jakes for over a year. They've been saying and alluding to the fact that paperwork was going to be filed against him, that certain individuals were going to be coming forward with a case against Bishop T.D. Jakes, and Bishop T.D. Jakes is no longer waiting for you all to do whatever you're going to do. He's just put his foot on the gas and said, it is what it is. And if y'all going to bring it, bring it. I don't believe that he's coming for Larry Reid. I think that he has merely had enough, and he is fed up with these people saying these things about him, and he's just putting his foot to the pedal. Relevant factual and procedural background. On November the 25th of 2024, plaintiff filed a complaint in this matter, alleging that Duane Youngblood was liable for libel per se, and all defendants, including John Does 1 through 10, were liable for civil conspiracy to commit libel per se. Prior to instituting this proceeding on November the 22nd, counsel for plaintiff contacted the attorney Tyrone Blackburn. Now, first of all, Tyrone Blackburn, wow, let me stop right now. You guys got to be kidding me. Okay. Can y'all get me to 200 likes, please, before I continue? I don't know why I have to stop this all the time. And I know some of the Bush people, you don't need to be subscribed to hit the like. Just hit the like so we can move on. and y'all keep me abreast. And moderators, just be paying very well. St. James, he has subpoenaed Larry Reid live for documents, and he has also subpoenaed Larry Reid for any documents and discovery information. He for expedited discovery. He actually issued the subpoenas. The subpoenas were a part of this paperwork that you guys were reading yesterday. He actually subpoenaed him. So the documents are in this 200 pages that were sent and were uploaded. So let me do this. Where y'all at with these likes? This is ridiculous. Oh God. Let me just go back to the chat. Let me go back to the chat. God bless all of you. Please hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, so I can continue. Mary J. Platt. Somebody said, I always thought they were blowing this out of proportion. No, no, no. When somebody has been talking about you for over a year, Mary, and saying that you are grooming individuals and all of this kind of stuff, I don't think it's blown out of proportion. I think that it's proportional based upon the kind of individuals that you're dealing with. I think that some of these people are the scum of the digital world, and therefore they deserve to be dealt with in such a manner. The reason why certain individuals have gone on tour when T.D. Jakes served his paperwork the last time was to do that sleight of hand, to sort of pretend like, you know, they could just walk away and not be dealt with. No, you have a part to play, and therefore you need to submit the documents that have been requested. Thank you so much. Lynn, and I agree with you. It has been a reverse Uno. It has been a reverse draw 4. It has been a reverse lawsuit. Larry was out here issuing cease and desist letters and lawsuits to folks. So now T.D. Jakes done hit you with a reverse. So you've been hit with a reverse. All right, let me move on. Let's see. Yes, indeed. All right. Thank y'all so very much. Your name and reputation is all that you have, K. Rich. And I'd fight to clear my image too if someone was lying on me, and I think you're right about that. All right, let's continue on here. It says here, prior to this instituting this proceeding on November the 22nd, 2024, counsel for plaintiff contacted the attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, that delivered a letter labeled as appearance letter, preservation notice, and offer of settlement. So I want you guys to understand something here, because I keep hearing a lot of people saying stupid stuff, and I want to clear something up. There was a letter sent to Bishop T.D. Jakes from an attorney named Tyrone Blackburn. This letter was titled or labeled appearance letter, preservation notice, and offer of settlement. So they were sending him a letter and saying that it was quote unquote an appearance letter, but it was also a letter offering Bishop T.D. Jakes to settle. And indicating that he represented Mr. Youngblood by telephone and left a voicemail to return the call. That call was never returned. Once the complaint was filed by email dated November the 25th, counsel contacted attorney Blackburn to inquire whether he would accept service on behalf of his client. In response, we were unceremoniously told to proverbially pound sand. Pound sand. Did you hear what the Negro said to Bishop Jakes' camp? Pound sand to serve Mr. Youngblood. In other words, let your feet do the walking. If y'all want him to be served, be served. That's simple as that. Okay. And I do realize that AP and that information most certainly is yes, it says it in the documents. In response, we did that part. it said, wait, in response, we were unceremoniously told to proverbially pound the sand and serve Mr. Youngblood. By December the 4th, 2024, efforts to serve Mr. Youngblood had been unsuccessful. Accordingly, in an email exchange dated December the 4th, 2024, with Attorney Blackburn, we inquired as to whether Mr. Blackburn had changed his position regarding waiver of service. In response, once again, Attorney Blackburn refused to waive service, insisting that the plaintiff serve Mr. Youngblood. Now, wait a minute. You out here sending out these documents on behalf of somebody, and then you don't want to turn around and receive the documents, which is very, very interesting to me. On the one hand, you don't want to take the documents, and then on the other hand, you proverbially tell the lawyers that they have to pound sand. And in other words, let your feet do the walking and you go do the serving on your own. And then you get mad when somebody else, calls you and says, hey, we want you to take these documents because you say you're his attorney. You're serving this paperwork on his behalf. Now, I want you all to think about this and just take a moment and think about this for a second. What kind of attorney would fill out paperwork and send paperwork to one of the largest televangelists in the country and black preachers, most well-known black preachers in the country, and tell him, give him an offer of settlement and give him a notice of appearance. And then when he responds with a lawsuit, you tell him to pound the sand and to go serve the paperwork yourself. What kind of game are these people playing here? And let me just tell you this. Let me tell you something. This is not about going after Larry Reid per se. This is about getting to the bottom of an extortionist plot and seeing what parts individuals have to play in this extortion plot. Let's just be clear, ladies and gentlemen. You got to get out of your feelings about this. Get out of your feelings. We're not happy, joy. We're reading the documents for what the documents say, and we're not playing dumb and we're not playing stupid, okay? So it's just that simple. Very simple. Very, very simple. Attorney Blackburn decided that he didn't want to take any more paperwork because apparently either he wasn't licensed to practice in the state or something is up here with this Tyrone fella. And when you do your research on this particular attorney is known in the entertainment space as someone who sends out these types of things and goes after certain individuals, and he has not a very good track record, ladies and gentlemen. Subsequently, plaintiff was able to effectively service on defendant Youngblood, and on December the 9th, 2024, the clerk of the court noted that the summons had been returned, executed by the plaintiff, and that the defendant Youngblood was served late in the evening on December the 4th. Okay, defendant Youngblood's answer is due on December the 26th, the day after Christmas. At this point, no attorney has filed a notice of appearance on behalf of the defendant Youngblood. Now, let me just pause here for just a moment. If anybody has given Duane Youngblood advice, if anybody has given Duane Youngblood advice and told him to not get a lawyer and throw himself on the mercy of the court, I want you to hear me. That is stupid advice. And you should not be listening to them, and do not think that because you do not have an attorney that you will not be held accountable for the things that you have said and done. That also goes for the co-conspirators as well. If you think you are going to stop this train from coming, you are sorely mistaken, and you better prepare yourself and brace yourself for the aftermath of what is actually going to be coming, because it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever quicker for you to do that. And I have heard some things out on the internet, but if somebody told you, don't get an attorney and just throw yourself on the mercy of the court, sir, you're stupid, and don't you listen to them. All right, moving right along. It says defendant Youngblood's answers due. And Mr. Youngblood explicitly rejected an offer to accept more time to respond to the complaint. So Youngblood has said he's not even going to take more time to even respond to the complaint that has been filed, ladies and gentlemen. So think about that for a moment. This man is so ornery and he's so ridiculous. Duane Youngblood says he's not even going to use more time that was extended to him in order for him to respond to the complaint. Something is wrong with this picture, ladies and gentlemen. The plaintiff submits that based on the exchanges with the attorney Blackburn and the absence of any notice of appearance in this litigation on behalf of defendant Youngblood, reasonably speaking, we do not have opposing counsel to whom we can confer on the subject of this motion, and we do not anticipate defendant Youngblood to provide information at this juncture that will resolve the subject of this motion. Given the criminal background of the defendant Youngblood, so pretty much what T.D. Jakes' team is saying is that this man is a criminal anyway, and since he is a criminal, he does not take these things very seriously. Therefore, Your Honor, Mr. Judge, can you go ahead and issue us this expeditiously so we can get the information that we need in order to execute what we need to execute legally. Moving right along, plaintiff seeks to identify John Doe's and to provide a factual articulation, and an amended complaint will not be preserved long enough to be available through the normal discovery process. Listen to me very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. We have a groundhog on our hands. We've got a groundhog on our hands. What do you mean, man, church disease? We have a groundhog on our hands. Groundhogs will typically stick their head in and hide and if they see their shadow. And I think that Duane Youngblood and Tyrone Blackburn and some of these co-conspirators have seen their shadows, and they have started to scurry back into the black holes of their very own existence. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are now faced with some very, very heinous, stupid people who are still going out on the internet and showing up on certain people's platforms trying to say that Bishop Jakes is slandering their name and committing libel and all of these kinds of things. Well, these things are alleged in the paperwork. And if they're alleged in the paperwork, ladies and gentlemen, it is not liable. It is not libel, excuse me. It is not slander. It is information that is trying to be obtained from the individuals who started all of this bullshit. Take a pause. I had to take a breath, like my friend Dawson says, take a breath. You know, this is not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are defending this, if you are windmilling for this, if you are declaring that some kind of way T.D. Jakes is just simply trying to hide something because he is requesting the information that these individuals have said and put all out in the social media spaces, then you know, you're just either stupid or you're just willfully ignorant, and you just want to blame the other vloggers who have a difference of opinion. Let me be very clear, ladies and gentlemen. The people who are named in this lawsuit, your ass is grass and T.D. Jakes is the lawnmower. Let me be very clear for you. He is going to unscrew your arm, and he is going to jump down your throat and stomp your fucking liver. And so you may as well get ready and get yourself prepared for what's coming in your direction. Mm-hmm. He's going to tap dance on your ass. That's what he's doing right now. He has submitted the paperwork to tap dance on your ass. Now, you've been tap dancing and going on all of these YouTube world tours, and you got all of these people saying all of this stuff, and now the proof is in the pudding. My thing is this. You guys have been saying this shit for over a year. So if you've been saying it for over a year, you should willingly just submit the documents. You know he's requesting it. Just go ahead and provide it. You provide the fire. I'll provide the sacrifice. Go on. T.D. Jakes done said, okay, this is what you wanted. Go ahead and provide the documents. Go ahead and provide the stuff that you said he was doing. Go ahead and bring your stuff forward. Why is everybody not trying to get any attorney? And why are you not getting your attorney to come forward to deal with this information? I find this information very interesting. Hey. I'm just saying. Let's go on, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm really sick and tired of these YouTubers. They get on my nerves. Here the plaintiff asserts a prima facie claim for conspiracy to commit defamation. Plaintiff alleges that the defendant Youngblood acted with others to publish and broadcast the false claim that Bishop Jakes groomed him sexually, assaulted Youngblood on a podcast reaching over 100,000 persons. Knowing that making such false claims on a podcast that reaches such a broad audience of listeners would harm Bishop Jakes. To wit, a person believed to be acting in concert with defendant Youngblood, that is the podcaster. Now, I'm going to read this line again for you dumb motherfuckers. I'm sorry I had to say it this way because y'all getting on my nerves. And moderators, y'all make sure y'all pay attention because I'm not playing no games today. I mean, everybody just gets dejected today. I'm not playing. Don't play with me today. I'm so sick of y'all. Y'all get on my nerves. Let's read this again. Let's read it again since y'all are so slow. It says, to wit, a person believed to be acting in concert with defendant Youngblood, that is, the podcaster. So I want you to listen to me. The podcaster, identified in the complaint as who? Who is he identified as in the complaint, ladies and gentlemen? Co-conspirator number one. Stop playing like you don't have anything to do with this and you're just going to rescind into the shadows. Oh, my name is Dr. Dingleberry and I just gave somebody my platform and peace out. I'm out now. I done did my work. No, according to this here document, sir, come forward. To wit, a person believed to be acting in concert. That means you're acting in harmony. That means it is a harmonious symphonic movement between the parties that are involved. And he is simply saying that you're acting in concert with the defendant Youngblood, that is the podcaster, identified in the complaint as co-conspirator number one. Falsely claim in sum and substance that Bishop Jakes had engaged in settlement discussions with Youngblood regarding his claims, thereby trying to give a patina of veracity to defendant Youngblood's accusations. In other words, you were trying to give thrust, or you were trying to give validity. You were trying to give push to forwardly and expeditiously push the claims of Duane Youngblood forward, so that it would be more palatable and it would be more receptive and received by other individuals. And because of that, it has now landed you in this position with two 2 subpoenas that are coming in your direction. Oh, they're coming. Don't play no games. Oh, they're coming. No such settlement discussion ever took place. Did y'all read what Bishop T.D. Jakes just said in this here document and what they are alleging, the lawyers are alleging? Y'all, want y'all to listen to me very carefully. The one who claims to be the most integral vlogger on the internet, the one who claims that he has this great platform and he is a, he's not a YouTube uploader, and I disagree with that statement. Bishop Jakes and his lawyers in this document just told you no settlement discussions ever took place. I also want to say this to you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me also say this to you so that we can be clear about a few things. Do you all not, for those of us who have been following this story, when T.D. Jakes served Bishop, or this lawsuit came forward, do you all not remember that Larry came forward, Dr. Dingleberry came forward and said that he was allegedly speaking to T.D. Jakes' team, and we hadn't heard him use the word alleged any other time until after the lawsuit was filed. Let me tell you something. And I hate to use swear words, but the only reason why I'm doing it is, first of all, you guys are irritating my soul. You're irritating my soul because this is not that difficult to understand. And I think some of you are purposely and willfully being ignorant. You're saying, oh, well, T.D. Jakes is trying to hide something. Well, listen here, dummies. If he is trying to hide something, during the discovery time period, that is when they're going to present their evidence and he can refute the evidence that they present. Ladies and gentlemen, it is all going to come out in the wash. So saying that somebody is trying to take up for T.D. Jakes is ridiculous. So I want you to be very clear when I speak, because I think I am a very good communicator. Listen to me very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. It is all going to come out in the wash. It is all going to come out in the wash. So what you worried about it for? Nobody's defending T.D. Jakes. Nobody is trying to hide anything. T.D. Jakes is going to get the same opportunity to depose all of these individuals. And then there is something that is going to come forth later called the interrogatories. The interrogatories is when and the case, and they're able to get some discovery items. They're going to be able to lay those things out in tandem, I believe is the word they use. And once they lay those things out in tandem, then you will be able to see who is saying what and what evidence they claim that they have to back up their statements. So this isn't rocket science, and y'all need to stop talking to people and grown-ups like we're stupid and we cannot understand things. I don't give a damn if you are an attorney. Listen to me very carefully. It is very plain in these documents, and it does not take a rocket science for people to understand what they are reading. All right, let's move on. In an effort to maximize their efforts, they launched a second broadcast on November the 3rd, 2024, where they attempted to more clearly target the false claim of sexual assault by Bishop T.D. Jakes by in sum and substance, stating that Bishop Jakes restrained the defendant Youngblood and forcibly kissed him. As opposed to the first podcast, where the defendant Youngblood alleges that they embrace at the end of an hour-long, wide-ranging conversation about faith and life in parents. And if you remember, ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who have 2 ears and 1 mouth, he said clearly that he tried to kiss him. So the progression happened on the second episode, where he said he forcibly kissed him. Ladies and gentlemen, I need for those of you that are here to please hit the like button. We have 209 likes. I want to pause for just a moment. I need 100 of you to hit the like button, please. 100 of you, please. We need to get to 300 likes on this video, please. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, Rich, thank you so very much for your membership. I didn't even see it. I'm so busy running off at my mouth. Where is K Rich? Where is that at? It should show me somewhere on this thing here. Oh my goodness, K Rich, you were supposed to show me. It's supposed to come up on this thing here, K Rich. Where you at? My God from Zion. This thing didn't even show up. Well, shout out to K Rich, y'all. K Rich, I can't find the thing to pull it up on the screen, but you know I'm shouting you out. Appreciate you, K Rich. Thank you so much. Oh Lord, K Rich done gifted a membership. Thank you, K Rich, for doing that. I appreciate you that. And whoever got that gifted membership, which I believe was Deanna. Deanna, welcome to the membership. We appreciate you. And by the way, you guys, you can gift memberships to other individuals on the channel as well if you didn't know that. And I was going to get into that at another time with you all, but thank you, K Rich. K Rich, you're a good YouTuber. You know how to do stuff. Amen. Bless God. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lynn, for pointing that out too. Y'all hit the like button. Oh, because I got something else I want to talk about. Oh, yes, indeed. And we're going to hit it hard, and we're going to hit it hard. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, I know. Yes, I know, Deanna. Yay, yay, yay for you, Deanna. Good for you, Deanna. Y'all forgive me because I'm about to go ham on some folks, and it's going to get me into some trouble. So you better hold on to your hats. You better hold on to your hats. All right, where we at, y'all? Where we at with these likes? Why do I have to stop the whole program to do this? Come on, y'all. We family here. Come on. Even the Bush people. Come on, Bush people. Hit the like button so we can go on about our business. Y'all make the show longer. We're 45 minutes in. Let's go so we can go on about our business. I know we got 243. Thank y'all so much. Deanna, I'm about through with these podcasters. I don't know what to do with myself. I've been hearing bullshit all day, all last night. I'm just so over it, and I need to stop perusing the internet because, you know, I be thinking because these people pay bills and they got mortgages and gas bills and light bills that they would use their brain. And, you know, just stop making excuses for folks, because whether you like Larry or don't like Larry, just stick to the paperwork and what the paperwork actually says. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Southern Breeze, thank you so much. I like you too. I like you too. I appreciate you. Miss T Pre, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yours came up, Miss T Pre. Thank you so much for the support to the channel, Miss T Pre. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh Lord, we're about to get into it here. Listen at this. Let's go on. Plaintiff alleges that the primary motivation for the acts is money. Listen to me carefully, ladies and gentlemen. The primary acts of motivation for these acts are money. Now, let me talk to you all about something. Darryl Moore, which is a name y'all hate for me to use and to talk about. Let me say something. Darryl Moore, and through the work that Darryl Moore did several years ago, Darryl Moore showed us the link between William McCrae and Bishop Jordan, Eben R. Jordan. And we talked about how, you know, there were certain things that were done to certain preachers to elicit funds from them. Some people may call it extortion, and to try to get certain people to pay certain monies. And, you know, we were told by a certain pastor and preacher that he was in the room when William McCrae was brought down low by Bishop Jordan, and Dr. Dingleberry was elevated into a new position. And ladies and gentlemen, we have seen a pattern of behavior of individuals doing certain things for certain preachers, wrapping it in my opinion, in non-disclosure agreements and or contracts saying that they will not go out and do certain things for certain individuals. And We have seen this pattern of behavior, ladies and gentlemen. And so now Bishop Jakes is saying to you that the plaintiff, and he is alleging, as well as what we have seen over the years, we have alleged that these individuals have done this for money. Okay, so he is alleging that the primary motivation for these acts is money. The defendants demanded $6 million. Listen to me carefully, ladies and gentlemen. They asked for money. This Tyrone Blackburn person, when he sent his letter to Bishop T.D. Jakes, they demanded $6 million from Bishop Jakes, or in effect said that the podcast, 2 of which had already been produced, would continue. And yet a third podcast that aired mere hours after the complaint in this action was filed, on November the 25th, the podcaster admitted that he had seen at least some portion of the $6 million extortion letter sent to the plaintiff. And we all remember hearing that, right? We all heard it. Sent to the plaintiff, and further admitted that he knew about the letter. So here's the thing. People is running around here telling me, I didn't say that. I never said that. This is what I don't understand. This is hard. This is what really gets me. You on recording, nim nuts. You are on recording. Stupid. And this is why I gave you the Golden Ball Sack Award this year, because you just suck balls, dude. And you somewhere in that brain of yours, there is a tremendous disconnect. There is a tremendous disconnect. Now, I couldn't say some of the things that I wanted to say yesterday, but I'm gonna say them today, because this here my Jew joint, and I can say what I want. You suck balls, and you suck balls because not just literally you suck balls, but you suck balls figuratively, because you are the most anti-intellectual person I have ever seen. You really try to play on the intelligence of others, trying to convince us through your digital sleight of hand that we have not seen what we have seen, and we have not heard what we have heard. Something is wrong with you. To be honest with you, I think you have buried your nose in too many men's asses, and the smell and the stench of assholes has corroded your brain to the point to which you cannot think properly, sir. You have had Kindle over there scraping bobby pins in your ears to the point to where some kind of way cognitively there has been a disconnect with the link and the train in your brain in order for you to put 2 and 2 together. This is not rocket science. This isn't rocket science, sir. This isn't rocket science. You make me sick. And you know, I don't hate you. I hate the fact that you try to play on people's intelligence. You and your merry band of bandits who go out here trying to produce and you know, discredit very, you know, plain stuff that we can see in these documents. You make me sick. You really do. You make me sick. Let me continue. Let me continue. Moreover, the podcaster states that he knew the letter was being emailed to Bishop Jakes. That came out of your mouth, dummy. It came out of your mouth, dummy. And they cited and they gave evidence and reference to it. And if you think you're going to delete all of the videos off of the internet, understand something, stupid. YouTube saves all of the videos, dummy. YouTube saves them all. It doesn't make a difference. You can delete, you can hide, but when they subpoena it, guess what? Facebook and YouTube has to produce the documents, period. They just have to produce them. Oh, Lord have mercy. Bishop Jakes goes after Duane, Larry Reid Live. Bishop Jakes goes after Duane Youngblood. In another podcast, the podcaster concedes that he often pays interviewees on his show, and that to the extent they realize financial compensation for their grievances. The podcaster expects to be compensated. Now, I want you to, I don't know where they're getting this from. To be honest with you, I'm going to need to look at the footnotes of this to where they're getting this statement from. And I'm going to have to look for something because I don't know where they're getting this statement from. And it says, see Journey Declaration number 6, and I think this is the example or the line item, concedes that he often pays interviewees on his show, and that to the extent to realize financial compensation for their grievances, the podcaster expects to be compensated. Let me pause here for just a second. For those of us that's been around for a while, do y'all remember when Andrea Garrison, that's probably a name y'all haven't heard for in quite a long time. Y'all remember when Andrea Garrison was going after the said preacher, and Larry thought that she was about to come into a payday. And Larry was quite upset because he had, quote unquote, paid some people's bills and did a whole bunch of stuff with the money. And he was extremely hurt because he said that she had promised to give him some money or something to that effect. And it left Larry pissed off. Do y'all remember that? Anybody out there remember that? I remember that. I remember that. And see, this is what happens when vloggers do shady, underhanded, crazy stuff behind the scenes, expecting a good old payday, allegedly. And so if you're allegedly expecting a good old payday, then that you're not using your brain, and you're not using your thought life properly, because you're nuts. I'm just saying. And for those of you that are new to this, you may have never heard these things, but this is not unfamiliar to us who've been surrounded by this situation for the last several years. Let's move on. Moreover, in the earlier November the 3rd, 2024 podcast, the podcaster admits that he has knowledge of monies that might be paid to the defendant Youngblood as a result of his interviews. So let me just say this. T.D. Jakes' folks have heard something that we ain't even heard. I'm going to be honest with you, because I don't pay Dr. Dingleberry that much attention, and I'm not going to listen to all of his interviews. That I'm just not going to do. I'm not going to watch all of that stuff. So he's heard something, and some of you in the chat, y'all might have heard this. Okay, well, Nippy, let me be very clear. It is not personal. If the vulgarity is all of the individuals who keep referring to the rest of us as stupid and dumb because we're reading these documents. And Nippy, I appreciate your comment, and I want you to understand, and I want you to hear me very carefully as I look into this camera and let you know this is my platform, and I will do as I please on my platform. Nippy, thank you so much. Okay. Amen. And if this is bothering you, Nippy, you most certainly can exit at any point and any time that you want. Otherwise, you're in my living room. So sit your ass down and be quiet until I finish talking. Thank you. Moving right along. More particularly during the November 3rd podcast, because see, some of y'all are getting on my nerves, and you think you're being slick coming over here making these slick comments, but I'm about to get into some of y'all behinds here in a minute. Some of y'all getting on my nerves. I'm serious. Y'all don't know me. And I will now listen. I'm trying to be patient with some of y'all. I really am. I love the Lord, and I'm trying to be calm and nice. But y'all niggas y'all testing me. You really testing me. And I'm gonna mess around and send some of y'all to the moon where you belong. Okay, anyway, more particularly during the November 3rd podcast, Youngblood is asked by a guest whether anyone has reached out to him to pay him off. The podcaster interposes his own answer to the question by stating, in sum and substance, that he can answer the question for sure. Now listen, I know it, Abelov. I know it. But see, every now and then I got to get some of these folks. So they come over here with that bullshit. And I know it's trolls and I know it's people from that other side. But don't get this in here. Don't come over here thinking that I won't roast you. Oh, you will get your ass handed to you. That's why I tell y'all, don't play in my chat. Don't do that. Don't come over here playing in my chat, because I'm going to roast your ass. And I'm going to send you back, and I'll pray for you once I roast you, that the Lord might heal you later. But I'm going to roast your damn ass. Don't come over here with the bullshit. And I mean what I said. And I meant exactly what I said. Like we're stupid and we don't know how to read what it says. This man done went on a whole tour telling us he wasn't even co-conspirator number one, and the damn paper clearly called him co-conspirator number one with the first filing that T.D. Jakes put out, and all the rest of you was like, oh, well, Larry said. Get out of here with that foolishness. I don't have time for it. Anyone who has reached out to pay him. The podcaster interposed his own answer to the question by stating in sum and substance that he could answer the question for sure, responding in the positive. And they list part 2, and they list it out for you. So for all of you dumbasses, they listed it out for you. At this point, the plaintiff submits that we have reasonable bias to believe A, that the podcaster has knowledge of the defendant Youngblood's plan to obtain money by making false statements against the plaintiff. So now I want you to hear what is being said here, ladies and gentlemen. They are telling you that the podcaster, that it is reasonable, and this is the legal language that they will normally use in the documents. They will say things like this, that it is reasonable and customary to believe, based upon the information and the statements that the podcaster has made, that the podcaster had knowledge of the defendant Youngblood's plan to obtain money by making false statements against the plaintiff. That's including knowledge about the $6 million extortion letter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the statement that you need to pay attention to. What is the qualifier to the previous statement? The qualifier to the previous statement is the fact that the podcaster said that he got to look at the letter that was sent to Bishop Jakes before or during the time it was sent to Bishop Jakes, which means that the podcaster was fully aware of what was going to be sent to Bishop Jakes's camp even before Bishop Jakes or during the time Bishop Jakes was going to get the letter, which means that he was privy to information that not everyone was privy to, which means it has an air or an element to it that the podcaster had knowledge regarding the $6 million extortion letter. Take a breath. Take a breath. Let me go on, ladies and gentlemen. Some financial compensation was provided to the defendant Youngblood by the podcaster to participate in the podcast interviews where false statements were launched. Now, I don't know how T.D. Jakes' team knows that. I'm just going to simply tell you, maybe Dr. Dingleberry made some sort of statement on some podcast, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm unaware of, because I don't follow Dr. Dingleberry like that, and I don't listen to every damn thing he says. I'm not hanging on every word. Contrary to popular opinion, I don't go around listening and watching these people. So I don't know what the hell this man done said. And somebody said, well, why are you so upset today, Marcellus? I'm upset because y'all try to play us for boo-boo to fool. And I don't like when people try to play on my intelligence. Don't do that. Don't do that, because we are all adults. You may have a disagreement with me. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with you disagreeing with me, but you can't tell me that I don't fucking know how to read, because I just read all of this shit in this paper. Bazinga. I just read it. You're not going to tell me what I didn't read, and I can clearly comprehend what this document is saying. I'm just saying, moving right along. Oh, Lord have mercy. Further, on information and belief, plaintiff submits that there was a plan between and among defendant Youngblood and his co-conspirators, including the pastor, to share in the anticipated extortion payment once made. Moreover, now I'm gonna give y'all a thought here. Stick a pen here. Stick a pen here. Stick a pen here. Let's think critically for a minute, because y'all know how I am. Let's think critically for a minute. Could it be possible? Pay attention to the statement that I'm about to make, ladies and gentlemen. Could it be possible that T.D. Jakes is dealing with the lower level co-conspirators before he adds on the larger level co-conspirators who might require a little bit more of his financial resources at the tail end of this situation? Could he be adding the lightweight now so that he can deal with the lightweight now and he can get over to the heavyweights on the other side? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, because I told you before that in my estimation and opinion that there are some other people's names that are not added to this and that we have not seen yet, who once they get added to this situation, that it won't even be a surprise, one or two of those names, I believe, but we need to deal with them because they might have a little bit more money and it might require a little bit more of T.D. Jakes' resources. Now think about what I just said for just a moment. Think about that. Think about what I just said. All right? Including the podcaster to share in the anticipated extortion payment once made. Moreover, the podcaster was able to realize other channels of financial gain by launching the series of podcasts related to the defendant Youngblood's false statements against the plaintiff. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, he made money off of the false claims according to the allegation that is being made herewith in this document. So what T.D. Jakes is saying, you made money off of the false allegations as well. So you've already started to receive some money from the allegations that you made. That is what he is saying. All right. So let's move right on here. The November 25 podcast by the Podcasters on a Mission on a live show attracted 5,600 viewers to the YouTube show. I'm sure at the time of this recording, it's probably way more than 56. At the end of the show, the podcaster requested that those 5,600 persons make a donation to his show if they enjoyed the update. Now let's take a pause here. Now this is a pause of personal privilege. These donations are made to a nonprofit organization. And I've said this over the years. What nonprofit organization profits in this kind of activity? When have you ever gone to church, ladies and gentlemen, and porn and gossip fell out of your hymnal behind your pew? This is a man who came out here and told us way back in 2015 that his YouTube channel was the entertainment arm of his church. That's what he told us. And he is there also now telling everybody that he is the pastor of this digital ministry known as the MBN Network. And when have you known a church to profit and profiteer in producing said kind of podcasts and information on the internet? Ladies and gentlemen, this said podcaster is also now saying that he's going to create jobs in Ghana, that the MBN network is going to go produce jobs in Ghana. And in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, just based on the behavior and the things that I have seen over the years, I'm quite sure that that's going to come to naught and nothing. And because if you really want to know, I know that racket. I know that racket. When Robert Tilton and Joyce Meyer and all those people go to Africa and put up their banners on those buildings and say, this is what we're doing here, and you all need to support, that is an old trick. It's an old trick. And individuals who are unaware of that trick, you need to educate yourself about that trick. It's an old trick. It's an old televangelist trick. Let me continue. I find it very interesting over the last couple of days as well. I find it very interesting that individuals have requested cash apps for $88.88, but they did it before the second half of this paper dropped, but they also did it in the name of someone else's cash app. I find that very interesting. Not only do I find it very interesting, I think it's interesting because, if you're going to say that you're doing that because you're trying to surprise the individual, I just find it very, very interesting on how all of this stuff is being done. Oh, and there's some more stuff coming down the pipeline, ladies and gentlemen. Just hang on to your hats. In the coming days and weeks, the new year is going to start off with a tremendous bang. Let's go on. A banner appeared on the screen advertising such donations could be made through a wide number of mechanisms: PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. The identity of the John Does is essential to efficiently advancing this matter. Without the requested early discovery described herein, plaintiff submits that he will be unreasonably delayed in amending the complaint to include other culpable parties. Risk in what is the word? Iterative conferences. I can't even get the word out. With the court, I'm gonna have to go sound this word out later. This word done troubled me. All right, y'all know how I love language. With the court, once these parties are latter added during traditional formal discovery, and suffers the burden along with the other litigants of potentially avoiding disjointed motions initially challenging the complaint, which in turn will likely disrupt the orderly flow of the case management plan in this case. So what T.D. Jakes is saying here is, in order for us to file the proper motions and to ensure that the litigants are joined properly and not having and having to avoid disjointed motions, the motions that need to be filed, they're saying they need to expeditiously get the information that they need in order to manage their case properly. Here the plaintiff knows the identity of the podcaster. However, Bishop Jakes requires expedited discovery to further develop the factual matter to properly and appropriately support naming the podcaster and the podcast company as defendants in. Now, did you hear? Sit up, sit up, sit up, sit up. Pay attention. All you people out there, we're talking about we all crazy and he ain't been added to the case. Pay attention, you nim nuts. Pay attention. Bishop Jakes requires expedited discovery to further develop the factual matter to properly and appropriately support naming who? The podcaster and the podcaster's company as named defendants. In this case, in accordance with the federal rules of civil procedure. So let me tell you, all of you idiots who are running around here talking about, I haven't been named in no court case. I don't know what's going on. My name hasn't been added. I don't know what you're talking about. We told you from the first filing that co-conspirator number one was the podcaster. Y'all are so slow. I'm just saying, make me so sick. Bishop Jakes requires that. That's what he's saying. Plaintiff anticipates that the requested information in connection with these two subpoenas will also reveal the identity of other John Does, whom will also be named as a result of the expedited discovery. And then they go on to name the statement of questions involved, the legal standard for expedited discovery. And so they go through that entire process. Okay, so let me be very clear, and I think I've read that very, very quickly for you all. Now, if you let me go here for just a second. Let me stop my screen here. Hide on the screen. Oh, Marcella, stop it. Cancel that for just a moment. Cancel that. Hide on the screen. We're going to exit out of that. Let me see. Okay, let me go ahead and read this part to you as well. Let me read this part to you. We want to do come full circle today. Let's come full circle. For those of you that follow the Mad Church Disease channel, I want you to be well informed, okay? And I don't want you to just be listening out here to all of these talking heads and all these people saying all this dumb stuff. And I hate to even have to do this, but I want to blow this up so you can see it. Let me go back one. All right, listen to me. Darryl Janey, being duly sworn, states as follows. I am an attorney, admitted to practice in the state of New York and admitted pro hoc vice, probably didn't even say that right, in a matter of November 27th, and a partner, the Janey Law Firm, PC, attorney for the plaintiff Thomas Dexter Jakes, in the above captioned case. Listen at this. On November the 25th, 2024, plaintiff filed a complaint in this matter, alleging that Duane Youngblood was liable for libel per se, and all defendants, pay attention, and all the defendants, including John Doe's 1 through 10, were liable for civil conspiracy to commit libel per se. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know if there's any lawyers in this chat. The document that we just read, Bishop Jakes clearly and his lawyers have clearly communicated that they need some information in order to go ahead and add the podcaster as a defendant in the case. He did not say that he was going to put him as a John Doe, but they were going to add him as a defendant in the case. Now, did I misunderstand that, or did I understand that clearly? Because being added as a defendant and being added as a John Doe, would you consider that, chat, two separate things, or is that the same thing? You guys let me know in the chat, and I'll read your comments here in a second. Prior to instituting this proceeding on November the 22nd, the contacted the attorney Tyrone Blackburn that delivered a letter labeled as appearance letter, preservation notice, and offer of settlement, indicating that he represented Mr. Youngblood. And see, this is the game that they playing, but they done been outplayed this go round. You had no business preemptively sending that crap to him from that Blackburn boy, you know. And just for a point of personal privilege, may I call him Tyrone Blackass? Point of privilege, yes. Tyrone Blackass. Your black ass had no business sending him that damn paper. You talking about this? You're gonna send him as you're representing him, and now you done played yourself. You done played yourself. Mr. Youngblood by telephone and left a message to return the call. The call was never returned. Instead, despite my voicemail clearly stating that the unsigned represents Bishop T.D. Jakes on November the 25th, 2024, Attorney Blackburn contacted my client's business, i.e. his church, seeking to speak regarding all his allegations. So I want y'all to hear me very carefully what happened in this situation. Let me, somebody's texting me. Y'all hold on a minute. Yours truly, thank you so much for your comment. I appreciate it. I see it. And if you guys are commenting in the chat, just make sure you leave your comments. You don't need to retract your comments, just leave them. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Let me say this. Attorney Black Ass contacted a client's business, i.e. his church, directly. So they were bold enough to call Bishop Jakes at the church, and they were trying to get in touch with Bishop Jakes at the church directly, seeking to spark a conversation with Bishop Jakes regarding this. Now, here's the interesting thing. If you've been talking, now, let me say this, because we got to use our brains here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the 602 of you guys that are watching. Let's use our brains here for just a minute. If you're the most integral vlogger on the internet and you've been speaking with T.D. Jakes' people all along, why the hell do you have to call the church to speak with T.D. Jakes regarding the allegations? Because according to all of you guys, you've been speaking to his representatives behind the scenes the whole time anyway. Or is it just me? That doesn't make any sense to anybody else? Because that don't make no sense to me. If you've been talking to T.D. Jakes' representatives like you claim, Mr. Old Integral Blogger, why the hell y'all call the church? Why didn't you just speak with the representative that you claim you've been talking to all the whole time behind the scenes? Let me tell y'all something. This is some bullshit. And anything that vlogger says about him talking with T.D. Jakes' people and, oh, he's been behind the scenes working with Bishop Jakes and all of that other bullshit is just bullshit. And you heard me what I said. And I said what I said, and I said it when I said it, and I said it how I said it because I said it when I said it. Okay? Hey, glory. I felt something down in the city of my soul when I said it, how I said it when I said it, because I said it when I said it. Why would you need to contact Bishop Jakes at the church if you've been talking to his representative? Come on, chat. Come on, chat. Are we crazy? If you've been talking to the man's people the whole time, what you talking about, bro? Nigga. Can I just be myself for just a second? My God, can you be? Who can be this stupid? Oh, you claim you've been talking to the man representative, but y'all reaching out to him at the church. Why? Why you doing that, Carol Ann? Let me go on. Once the complaint was filed by email dated November 25th, 2024, the undersigned contacted Attorney Blackburn again, this time to inquire whether he would accept service on behalf of Mr. Youngblood, whom we presumed to be his client. In response, we were unceremoniously told to proverbially pound the sand. Did I read this part already? Oh, no, they're just reiterating this part. Oh, no, this is the other part. Okay, I'm sorry, because I wanted to make sure. But they're just reiterating this part. Okay. All right. Defendant Youngblood's answer is due on December the 26th. At this point, no attorney has filed notice. Y'all think we're going to get an answer by the day after Christmas? Let's take a Christmas break here for just a second. This goes out to twice convicted essayer Duane Youngblood. This goes out to you. This goes out to Dr. Dingleberry, and this is my next single coming out on Malaco Gospel Records and Tapes. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad. They going to come to get your ass. Feliz Navidad. Come on, y'all. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. You move too quickly. Now they got your ass up. Feliz Navidad. Okay, let me hush and move on. Y'all know I got a horrible sense of humor. This man. Okay, here were your exhibits. A proposed draft. Y'all know I have a horrible sense of humor. Rule 45 subpoena was addressed to Larry Reid, and then the next one was addressed to Larry Reid Live LLC. So Larry, stop talking about you about to go somewhere and you done did what you needed to do. Peace out. No, sir. Bring your crater face. Skin lightening creamed ass on back over here. Because you need to be dealt with. And if you can tell me I can't dress and I'm dumb and I'm stupid and all that other stuff, don't come over here telling me what I can say at my juke joint. You heard what I said. Now, maybe your slow ice cream truck with no ice cream nor wheels driving ex-wife, she ain't going to be able to get you out of this one. I promise you that. I promise you that. Oh, it's going to turn criminal. Oh, it's going to turn criminal, Tasha. And I'm sorry, but I have to tell you guys, I have just been so annoyed listening at these podcasters. And they're not the podcasters whom you guys are probably thinking I'm listening to. I'm going outside of this space and going into some other spaces and listening to some people. And I'm just like, either you guys are willfully stupid or you're just not willing to be honest about the information that's being presented to you. Now, let me just say, I make no qualms about the fact that I do not care for Dr. Dingleberry. Okay, I've made no qualms about that. But when Dr. Dingleberry is right, I will say he's right. I will admit when he's right. But I will tell you, there's a couple of things in this paper. I don't know where they got it from, but I don't listen to Dr. Dingleberry. When they said Dr. Dingleberry says that he pays guests and he intends to help, for them to get money or something. When they get money, he's going to take a cut and all that stuff. I've never heard Larry, when I was listening to Larry years ago, make those kind of statements. So I don't know where they got that information from. So that's going to be quite telling when that information comes forward. And I'm probably going to need to study the papers a little bit more. But I've never heard Larry say that ever. So if he's changed his viewpoint and he's making statements like that, that would be a surprise to me. Somebody said, leave Lisa out of this. No, Lisa right here. You know why? Nicola, listen here. Lisa and all these people over there have been participating in this bull for a long time. They've been supporting Larry and propping Larry up. Every single time Larry gets caught into some mess, they come and they keep doing all of this. And I'm sorry, I used to not, but not anymore. She's just as guilty as the rest of them. All of them is guilty. Shamako, Kendall. Guess what, Aaron? That's my guess. That's my guess. But I don't think he's the only one that's hard up for money. I don't think he's the only one. I think Youngblood is hard up for money, and I think some other people surrounding Larry is hard up for some money as well. I really do. Because some people have some very old airplanes and their airplane went down and in some tall grass. They had to make an emergency landing. I think it was last year or year before last. They're not the only ones, because if everybody's so rich, why haven't you bought a new airplane? Why haven't you got a new G4? Don't Tyler Perry give y'all all breaks on his old planes? Can't you go? Or is Kenneth Copeland beating all y'all to the punch and purchasing all the planes? All I know is somebody's plane went down in the tall grass in about a year or so ago, and his eyes was this big coming up off of that plane. They all look scared shitless. And I'm just here to tell you, God's got a way that you can't go over and you can't get under. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And let me just say this as well. God likes truth. God respects truth. God honors truth. And when you are running around here not telling people the truth, that you're the most integral vlogger, but you're doing all of this underhanded, undermining stuff, you can forget me. You can forget it. And you can just, because I'm not dumb like that. I'm not dumb like that. And you're not going to trick me into believing some old garbage that we know is not true. All right, I'm going to read your comments. Sound off. If you got any questions for me or anything, somebody said, in my opinion. In my opinion, if they stated he said it, they have it on tape. You might be, you're right. Because normally lawyers won't do that unless they got the information to back it up. Yeah, and I think the mentor might be having some issues too. That's just my opinion. All right, where y'all at? Let me drink some of my water. And Tasha Global, did he really, really walk away, the mentor? Is that something that's just said out in the public to create distance between the two of them so he can take the spotlight off of him? Can y'all hit the like button, please? I would really appreciate it. Oh yeah, Tasha. Oh yeah. Listen here, Tasha Global. I went over there on Sunday to watch his service. I don't even think you could call it a service anymore. All he did was take in money. The whole thing was about taking in money and giving out these ridiculous prophecies. And one prophecy, I kid you guys not, Tasha Global, I'm not even making this up. You can go back and watch the live. One lady gave a prophecy. She told a woman, she said, I cannot make this up. She said, I see some things coming in your direction that you're going to be working with. It could be this or it could be that. And that is the word of the Lord. That's what she said. I said, I think I even sent it to the moderators. I was like, y'all won't believe what I just heard. Isn't that like an old rap song? You can get with this or you can get with that. Isn't that like an old rap song? You can get with this so you can get with that. I remember something like that from way back in the day. I don't know the name of the artist, but they had the woman said, oh, I see something surrounding you, and you're going to be able to get with this or you can get with that. That is the word of the Lord. And I said, what? I'm just saying. Don't get mad at me. That's what I said. That's what I said. I didn't leave no comments in the chat that time. I just was like, this is some dumb stuff. And if you want to give your money to it, it's fine. I mean, hey, you guys can have at it. Have at it. Is that what that was? Christine, House of Pain, White Boys rap song? Maybe so. Maybe so. Because they was like, you can get with, the lady said, you can get with this or you can get with that. And that is the word of the Lord. And from what I was hearing, that particular time, the only way he would read or give you a prophecy, you had to give a minimum of $1,000. You had to give $1,000 just for the man to prophesy to you. Ridiculous. And then people get mad at me when I start highlighting this stuff and telling you all that Jesus plus nothing equals everything. And I want to say this. I want to say this. You don't get to determine what my relationship with God looks like. I know, much to your chagrin, you all want to determine what other people's relationships are supposed to look like, but they call it a personal relationship for a reason. See, the difference between me and a lot of other Christians is I don't wear the mask. I don't try to pretend like I'm something I'm not. If you come up here and you keep poking at me and you keep messing with me, you're going to get your ass handed to you. And I'm going to go right down and fall on my knees and ask God to continue to help me. But when you come over here messing with me, I'm going to hand you back your ass because you showed your ass over here. I'm going to hand you back your ass. I'm going to hand it back to you. I'm going to hand it back to you. And I'm going to wave at you as you exit out my digital living room. Because don't come over here with this foolishness. And you're going to hear a whole bunch of stuff out of here on these internet streets. Well, Bishop Jakes is going after Larry Reid. No, he's not. He's going after the people who have been going after him for over a year. What the is wrong with you people? No, he's not going after Larry Reid. Larry Reid was going after him, and there is a difference. Stop pretending like you're stupid. You're not that stupid. When you was in kindergarten, they told you one of these things is not like the other children. So you know, just based on what we have seen and heard, one of these things is not like the other. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself to be stupid. And that's all I'm going to say about it. That's all I'm going to say about it. Ladies and gentlemen, just remember to support the show. For those of you that are supporting the show, shout out to all of you that have Cash App the Mad Church Disease channel. Thank you so very much. Make sure if you haven't done your $12 this month, please make sure that you do so. I have dropped the link. This link is for really, I'm making it available to anyone who has a comment or a question, or you want to sound off about the matter. You have more than a right to sound off. I'm giving you an opportunity right now. Where you at, peoples? Where you at? All the time, Darryl. They get scammed so easy. The doors of the church are now open. Will there be one? Let me sing in my Manasseh Jordan voice. There is room at the cross for you. No, let me stop. Every time St. James plays that darn singing, I just crack up into laughter. Let me see what y'all are saying up here. Uh-oh, Gerald said the word of the Lord. Lord have mercy. And listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say, for instance, Larry is able to remove himself from this situation. And if you're expecting Larry to go to jail and you got all these high hopes for all of this stuff, bring your expectations down, ladies and gentlemen. We're just asking for the law to take its normal course. I don't care what happens to the man, as it relates to this. I just want T.D. Jakes and this information and this defamation and all this liable stuff to come forward so we can see the evidence and we can make our judgment. But you can clearly see that this video uploader / podcaster has been lying to he had evidence and he's been speaking with T.D. Jakes representatives and all of this crap. And according to this document, T.D. Jakes said, you're lying, which means you're not as integral as you've been telling the public. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure that you support the Mad Church Disease channel. Listen here, guys. We are crescendoing to the close of this year. And of course, your support is always needed and for this channel. If I can get at least 10 of you today to send at least $10, that would be beneficial. Or if I can get at least 2 of you to send $50, that would be great. So that would meet our goal for today and expectation for today. I would appreciate it. Thank you guys in advance for that. Let me see who has any questions. I'm waiting. Let me see. Somebody said. Yeah, we did. We had to. We didn't have no choice. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and this was brought to you by the section of YouTube. Every time I say this, I freaking crack up laughing. I don't know why it is. I got to control myself. The section of YouTube that no one watches. According to some people, don't nobody watch us. That's what I'm saying. Listen here, Ronald. I be cracking my own self up. I really do. I am goofy. I'm goofy. Could be. Why is this thing doing that? Could be. Could be, absolutely could be. I'm just saying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.
Mad Church Disease, a channel that's all about current events, news, and Christian drama. A channel that's dedicated to our forgotten brothers and sisters throughout the ages. Our brothers and sisters who courageously stepped outside the safe bounds of institutional Christianity to tell the truth. A channel whose goal is to help the average person understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. So like, comment, subscribe, and smash the notifications button to be a part of this channel.